Information Network and BINnews.com.
Flashing Gardenias blocking the carpool and left lane. 110 southbound near El Segundo Boulevard. The 110 slowing down on the southbound side from the 105 freeway. Got a van stalled in Monterey Park on the 710 northbound near the 10. They're trying to get that out of the middle lane. Right now traffic jams up at the 60. And also got a vehicle stalled in Montebello on the 60 westbound at Paramount Boulevard. Got a vehicle with a flat tire stuck in the center divider. They'll try to help them off the freeway. Vehicle stalled in Roland Heights on the 57 south and partially blocking the Brea Canyon Road off-ramp.
The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Everybody put your hands together for Magic Johnson. Magic is officially a part owner of an NFL franchise. A unanimous vote Thursday by NFL owners formally approved the sale of the Washington Commanders. Magic is part of a group headed by billionaire Josh Harris that bought the Commanders from Dan Snyder. Snyder sold the team for a record $6.05 billion. Magic is the second African American to have an ownership stake in an NFL team. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice is a part owner of the Denver Broncos. Magic has had an extensive business empire for several decades, but this deal means a lot to him. On his Twitter page, Magic said, "This is the biggest achievement in my business career." He called his new role with the Commanders a historic moment for the black community. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Love has locked us up, peaches. We're locked inside this zoo. Your bananas get thrown at me, and mine get thrown at you. Every night we fuss and fight like Arabs and like Jews. I guess love is always just. Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. Would I lie to you? Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. Do, do, do. Do you want my love, peaches? Or do you want my rage? Or do you merely like to
KBLA
see
Talk 1580. That is the walk-on music for my current guest. He's sitting here in the studio with me. If you want to see him, go to KBLA 1580 on YouTube. He is a family-friendly comic. That's how he's been described, originally from Philadelphia. Moved to L.A., started his career at a local comedy club, and since then he's entertained millions as a stand-up comic, host of numerous shows, events, and specials, variety of film, TV programs, and stage performances, all while maintaining a thriving career as an audience warm-up and host in Hollywood and New York. He's a veteran spokesperson. He's been part of McDonald's Gospel Fest, March of Dimes, Healthy Babies, Healthy Futures, Baby Madness. And he's always got projects in development. Lewis Dix, good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
You're so funny.
Well, so much going on around here, huh?
Yeah, because...
Can you hear yourself? Can you hear anything?
No, I can't hear myself, but it's...
Now can you hear yourself?
No.
Now can you?
Yeah, I can. Now I can hear.
Now you can hear yourself.
Yeah, I think that was my...
Don't hate.
No,
This is technical difficulty in real time.
that was my son doing that on purpose because he doesn't work here anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. You're a junior.
Yeah,
Lewis Dix
and
Jr.
then I really truly thank Tavis and them for giving him an opportunity to learn and grow here, and you guys were really
Oh,
nice
yeah.
to us. So
What a
thank you.
great guy. What a great young man you raised.
Okay, so, I mean, come on. First of all, good morning. And then as I'm driving here, I'm listening to Madam Senator and Congresswoman speak. I mean, intelligent. And I'm like, okay, I got to follow that. I'm trying to take notes. I'm writing backwards, but it's good to be here. You look great.
Thank you. I do what I can. So do you.
It's cool. It's cool.
Some of
I'm
us
working. Some
just,
of us
get
hang
better.
in. As long as your elbows are lotion. That's how it starts.
That's how it starts breaking down.
Well, that's when people start noticing, hey, man, you want lotion? Some people are going to tell you, man. Some people actually give it to you. Family back in the day used to give it to you.
Yeah, just right in your hand. Just a squirt right in your hand.
You just certain times you could not walk out the house.
Don't go out ashy.
No.
Right.
But nowadays, if you don't go out ashy, you look like something's wrong with you. If somebody's dressed up, you're like, hey. Especially if they're under 40, they just like the raggedy, you're like, okay, like all these young boys are wearing these beards. It's like that's the thing, I guess.
Beards are in,
yeah. But they don't. Some of them are shaped up and some of them aren't. And the hair. But see, we grew up where you had to iron things. We had creases. Things have changed.
Yeah. Well, I can't really. I can empathize, but I can't really empathize because, as you know, my mom, sort of an alternative lifestyle person,
right.
so I didn't come up with creases.
That's right.
Yeah, only at grandma's house.
Now, okay, I'm going to ask a question. Oh, it's funny, because that's the only way you can survive the plastic couch.
Right, exactly.
And have crease so your whole self wouldn't get stuck on.
Keep you up high
right.
enough, yeah.
I was going to ask you, and I'm going to ask a question. I was going to say, because it's so funny nowadays, you have to watch what you say. I was going to say, hey, this is a male question, this is a question from me.
Okay, and before you ask the question, we said we were going to talk today about rules, right?
Right.
We're going to talk about the rules to navigate society as a black person, specifically as a black man. Do we follow those rules? Do we not follow those rules? And at what cost? And you said you have to be careful what you say. But not so much with me, because you were friends. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, but we're being recorded. People are listening. I mean, if we're like, even it's funny because even nowadays, if you're hanging out with someone and I have something to say to you, but we're in mixed company, I like nod my head and say, hey, come in. Because we got codes. Like,
Right, let's go outside.
I want to talk to you. Yeah.
Right.
And some people don't get it. Well, what? Why you need me to go outside? Hey, man, will you please just go along? Stop being so into these people here. This is a thing. We got to have a meeting because that's the way you survive, is have quick meetings.
Quick meeting. Are you okay with this, or what is that meeting?
A quick meeting means like, black man, hey, you good, man? Yeah, I'm good, man. Hey, man, look, you know what they get ready to do in here. I don't feel like doing it. Because you'll be in a team meeting, say, and then the person in charge will be saying stuff, and you and another minority, the only ones there. Well, you're on the same page. You're looking like, what are they talking about? Really? This is what they want us to do? Man, come on, okay? They're not calling us colored like the Congresswoman said, but you're hearing color.
Just that close because it's the behavior. The treatment is you're colored.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I think a lot of course, people who are not African American don't understand it. That is what it is. It builds up a feeling of, I know all of your codes because you've used them for over 400 years. So I've learned them, and that's part of when you're but when you're raising a child, is hopefully, especially a black young boy, is to actually teach him, hey, that's a warning sign. Don't walk that way.
Yeah, right. To recognize the sundown towns or the reality of a sundown town linguistically, socially, so that you don't end up.
Even when you're waiting for your Starbucks, people go to Starbucks. When you're waiting for your Starbucks, it's like because it's obvious that some people in America don't have an idea what space is. Like the 6 feet was good,
right.
but that took us.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, a lot of Americans just don't understand the idea of space.
Personal space.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a lack of basic motor skills, but that's a whole other beef that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But you said you were going to ask me a question. And you have to be careful what you say now. So what was the question?
Well, the question when I walked in, you're like coordinated. Because you have, is that color burgundy? I mean, you look beautiful because, the shirt and the
I think it's kind of like a lavender thing that I have going on with the.
So my question is, because then you got a little eyeshadow.
Right.
So my question is, did you decide that the night before?
No.
So you got up this morning and you were able to put that together?
Yeah.
Jewelry too, because the jewelry's matching.
Yeah. I try to coordinate. I try.
I'm just saying.
I try. It doesn't always work out. And I also sometimes find myself wearing really strange things on this show because I don't want to wear the same things over and over again on YouTube. So I'd be pulling things out that I never wear, or some random T-shirt just because I've never worn it on YouTube.
Did you specifically cut that shirt that way?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wearing a T-shirt and I've cut.
It's a brand new T-shirt.
Yeah, but it's cuter when you turn it into a V-neck.
Right. See, I'm thinking as a dad, why did you cut that shirt? Okay, if you bought the shirt, that's cool.
No, someone gave it to me.
So someone gave you the shirt.
Someone at this, the studio gave it to me.
So did you decide this morning to cut it?
No, I cut it right when I got it.
You did?
Yeah.
And then you folded it and put it in the closet?
Yeah. So it'd be ready when I wear it.
So when you, okay,
what does that have to do with you have to be careful? Why would you have to be careful
because
asking
I'm talking
me about eyeshadow and...
Oh, come on. No, seriously? That's almost, we're in a work environment.
Okay.
Right? We're inside of a building.
Okay, that would be a little too...
Yes, and how many men are dealing, or men or women are dealing with that fact? And that's what I'm saying about the rules are so cloudy.
Okay. I mean, I can see why you would feel that way, but honestly, I don't think it's that cloudy. I mean, if you came in and said, you look fat, you need to lose some weight, or maybe you should put on some more eyeshadow so you can look a little better. That's different than just commenting on what a person, if you're matching or not. I mean, I think when you talk about, people talk about each other's appearances, it's either body shaming or sexual harassment that are the issues, right?
Well, no, they say at work. I mean, you go through these things. You can't say, hey, your hair looks cute. You can't say that at work.
You can say that to me.
But
if my hair actually looks cute, you can say
it. It looks wet right now.
Yeah, it is wet.
Is it wet? I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, it looks... from a male perspective, it looks wet, but that's you wanted that look, right?
It is wet. No, I just washed my hair. It's not that I wanted the look. It just hasn't dried yet.
Okay, but see, some women, when you talk to them, that's her look.
8:13 in the morning, it takes a while to dry.
Okay, how long?
No, I think that wet look is kind of in, though.
Yeah.
Right now, but not for me.
No, I mean, that was the ones who wanted to do that woman that thought she was black.
Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's a trendy look. But that's not what I was going for. I was going for clean.
That's cool. I'm with you on that.
And cool, because it's really hot outside and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so I guess.
I noticed them. Yeah, but see, somebody listening right now is saying, I bet you they're saying, why is he worried about what she wearing her eyeshadow? That's one way they're going to go. What is
as if there was something
behind it.
Right.
People, whenever people listen to someone else's conversation, they always got to put their 2 cents in it.
Yeah, but that's what we're here for. It's talk radio. Talk. You got a problem or you don't have a problem? Call us, 800-920-1580. Have you ever been subjected? Have you ever consciously found yourself complying or rebelling against the rules of society, which are unwritten, unspoken, but very loud rules, particularly for black men, but I think black women too.
And now particularly from men, black or white, towards women.
Right.
Because there's certain things you just say it will, like you said, that doesn't offend me. But you can line up 2 other women and say, yes, I'm offended that you would ask me about my eyeshadow and my pants. Like I couldn't even say you had on the spandex or whatever, the other pants kind of.
Spandex,
okay, yeah. See,
spandex.
And you look good.
Thank you.
But I can't say that. We can't say that together. I can't say it to your engineer.
You can't say it to Andy, but Andy does. A, he doesn't have on spandex, and B,
no, I wouldn't say that.
Would you be offended if he told you look good, Andy?
No, I wouldn't tell Andy that.
Andy said no comment.
No, I'm saying no. What I'm saying is I couldn't say to Andy, "Hey, Dominique looks good in those."
Oh, I see what you're saying.
She looks good in those.
Not audibly, yeah, right. No, you couldn't say.
Oh, yeah, she looks good in that. Oh, Dominique looks good in that. Now you can. I can go home on the way home. My girl, hey, Dominique look really good.
You can say that to your wife.
Yeah, but the girl would say that too. The girl can say it. Girls have carte blanche.
Each other.
Girl and gay men have a carte blanche.
Unless the woman is gay and says it about another woman, then someone might see that as some kind of harassment, right?
We don't see that as a harassment. Most heterosexual men, we like, all right, good, she's getting hers on. We actually champion as much friction as they think we have with them. We don't.
You're saying a cisgender man won't say, it won't consider a gay woman harassing another woman if she's talking about how she looks good in them pants.
Right. We might say, wow, she look man, okay, we might say, oh, that woman, she's gay. Oh, she look good too. They both look, wow, how'd she get her? That's the conversation we have.
Right.
You know, it's like, man.
Off the record.
Off the record. Or if we have, like, you can really, like, some gay and lesbian people are really cool, help educate you. They're really good at it.
Right.
And some are horrible at it.
Right.
Some really embrace you to learn.
Right.
My daughter is gay, but she doesn't embrace me to learn.
Well, that's your daughter, though.
I don't understand why she doesn't. I'll ask.
How
now,
old
I'll
is your daughter now?
She's 28. I'll ask her partner, and her partner will educate me.
Right.
But she doesn't, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't. Well, but you know the dynamics with our parents are always different.
Tell me about it. Don't we know that? And shout out to all the parents who are grinding.
Yeah.
Man, support you. Just keep grinding.
Right.
And go through their stuff. I don't care. These kids are going through so much right now. We have to do what our parents did. That door stays open.
Yeah.
And if they slam it, do like I did. I took it off the hinges.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. I'm not slamming the door at my house. Come on. Our son was tripping one day when he was like 13 or 14 or something. Stripped his room. Gave him 2 pair of pants, 1 pair of shoes, 2 pair of underwear, 2 T-shirts. Said that's what it's going to be like in jail. So there you go.
Wow.
For 6 months.
Wow. Speaking of rules, we're inviting you into the conversation. Me and Lewis, we talk about a lot of things. 800-920-1580. It's KBLA Talk 1580. We're unapologetically progressive.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here for KBLA Talk 1580. We're live in Los Angeles at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. And I'm speaking to some of the attendees today to see why it was so important for them to be here.
Yeah, this is Lathan and Tyler. Main reason that's very important for me to be here is just to leave a legacy for my kids. Black wealth, generational wealth is what we need in our community, you know. Oh, Chase, someone has to take the lead. They're showing, big business like Chase cares, and they're putting their money where their mouth is at. So it's good to see, big institution like Chase, giving a lifting hand, to the community, and you got to respect that. It makes me want to bank with Chase, and give them another look. If I go to another institution, I actually see what Chase is doing for the community.
That's right, Chase is doing their part to help advance Black wealth. For more money support, tune in every day from 12 to 2 to KBLA Talk 1580's Midday Money Chain, right here.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next-day energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Lewis Dix Jr. is in the studio, so we are going to have a lot of fun today. I know your business must be a bit off. Are you on IG Live?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on. Okay, hi, Lewis.
Yeah,
hi, Lewis Dix's Instagram. Yeah. So I know this must be affecting the SAG strike, WGA strike must be affecting you, no?
You know, it's so funny. I was talking to my boy Jeff Arnold about that, the comedian, and we were laughing the fact that it feels like we've been on strike for 4 years. So it's
because of the pandemic.
Yeah, nothing's really happened. I mean, I did one warm-up, a pilot, and so that was cool. And I did a couple, the Mark Twain Awards. So, yeah, I've been doing some stuff. But, yeah, we're waiting. It's going to be a strike. It's going to be a while. But people got to fight for what's right.
So it's just for you, it's like an extension of the pandemic. That's crazy.
But the good thing is you get to go do your stand-up.
Yeah.
So that's the beautiful thing about stand-ups.
We're going to all need a laugh.
Oh, don't. Oh,
basically. Yeah, let's go to Jeff calling us from Culver City. Hi, Jeff. Jeff, you there?
Hey, good morning, Dominique.
Thank you for your patience.
Morning.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's cool. And Dominique, you look good no matter what, with or without mascara or eyebrows or eyeshadow or whatever it is.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, but
Jeff. Come on now. She's got to put something. Come on now. She's beautiful naturally.
Come on,
but
man.
I'm trying to say she looks good over the radio.
All right, check this out. I want to say first and foremost, congratulations to the guy on Skid Row that won the $1 billion. I hope he does something beneficial and productive and creative with the money that he's got, and to help the people that he once lived around. He or she, I don't know who it was, right? But back to the writer's strike, right? This AI technology is ruining everybody. It seems to me a test run for the entire motion picture industry, Dominique, and to your guests. First, it's the writer's strike. They can easily be replaced by this very strange and unusual artificial intelligence that's been, apparently created for this very purpose. But those are not the only professions. My girlfriend in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, well, I can say her name, right? But she has a translation business, very lucrative, in Canada, the USA, and Great Britain. And I told her, I said, look, you can get easily replaced because computers can do all of this that you're doing. You're translating like multiple languages, like 15, 20 different languages. And she speaks fluently and, articulately, and, and she know how to, she got a master's degree and all that stuff, right? So I'm like, these computers, this AI technology is not good for anybody. And that means paralegals, auditors, tax accountants, insurance representatives, social workers, even radio hosts like yourself, Dominique.
Sure.
A computer can mimic everything that you guys are doing. I mean, you women are doing, guys or whatever, right? And I don't see any good in this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I have some friends and creatives that are using it to help them with their work. But I agree with everything you just said, Jeff. And it's funny because yesterday, Lewis, we were talking about AI and the strike, and I was talking with a WGA member as a guest, and he said, I asked him to write a happy ending for the strike. And he did. He talked about, everyone gets a fair deal and, kind of we all go back to work and we're happy. And then Miles Lowe, who works with me every day, usually, of course, today we have the wonderful Andy filling in for him. Miles went ahead and had ChatGPT write the ending. And it was surprisingly similar to what our WGA writer had come up with. And it really drove the point home. It was awkward, to be honest with you, when I hear AI stuff. I can tell it's AI stuff, but I guess it'll get better.
Yeah. I mean, what does Jeff do? Jeff, what do you do for a living? If you mind me asking.
Well, I'm a professional cook.
Okay.
Yeah,
The reason I asked you because I just think it's interesting because I'm listening to that part of it, but then I'm listening to the human part of it. You talk about your girlfriend, who I'm sure you love, and then you said that you told her she has her business and her master's and she's doing great, right? So my thing is this. So you were telling her that she should not do this or that. But my thing, I was sitting there thinking, well, if it's her business and she's done well, then I start thinking that it's interesting that sometimes, like you're a chef, that someone like you can give someone like her advice to help her because you might see something she won't see.
Exactly. And she can be easily replaced, sir. You know, I mean.
Right. No, I thought that was great that you have that relationship.
I can't really see any benefit in this AI stuff if it's replacing humans who do this kind of work.
Right.
Actual humans.
Yeah.
You know.
You're right. It is what it is, though.
That's what I was trying to convey to her. That's what I was trying to, stress the point to her about that. Because she has these businesses all over. Well, not all over the world, right? But Great Britain, United States, and in Canada. And I'm like, well, hey, this technology, you might have to find another line of work.
Whoa. Hold on. How long you been dating her?
3 years.
And you've been dating her 3 years, so, and now you're going to tell her what to do. That's amazing.
No, you got me wrong. I'm not telling her what to do. I'm like, well, maybe you should reconsider.
Well, you didn't say maybe before. Maybe wasn't in there.
Yeah,
I told her. I mean, I'm a man too. I know, because when you're in a relationship, you do that. You're like, hey, you should be doing this. And I know she's driving, talking about, what? I don't tell you what seasoning to put in your food, or I might suggest it.
That's true. But people need to eat. Real people, humans, they always will need food. There's always going to be a market for agricultural products, okay?
I ain't mad at you.
Fruit, vegetables, meat, chicken, fish. There's always going to be a need for that.
But you know what? And as sad as it is, Jeff, they also have robot cooks. McDonald's has started introducing robots to flip burgers and things like that.
I saw one the other day, and his name was Jeff. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we need universal basic income. Let the AI do all the work. We'll sit around and watch TV, except the TV will be terrible because I'm sorry, but AI, our supposed robot overlords really aren't that smart. At least my opinion, my experience so far.
Look, you can't replace Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry. Eddie Murphy's Eddie Murphy. You're just not going to get the right laughs.
I mean, they can replace me, but it's always going to be derivative of something.
Yeah, but the eyeshadow will be off. Trust me.
For sure. And robots in spandex, I don't know. I don't know. I can see the upside because I think about surgery where an AI can go in and they're tiny and they can maybe reach something that a human couldn't. But right now, it doesn't seem like it's being put forth with human benefit as the number one consideration. Profit is the number one consideration.
Yes, and if you like, you're right. That robot is doing that. Hopefully, if we get a robot operating on it, we have universal health care as well.
Right, because now we're saving money. But the thing is, right now, profit over everything, and that's one of the reasons why the actors and writers are out.
Yes.
Because if you can sample my voice and now you don't need to pay Dominique to wake up every morning and do a radio show, you've taken the essence of my humanity and you're pimping it, and there's no benefit to me.
You can't replace Steve Harvey's mustache. Just can't.
But can the mustache do the show without Steve?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. Family Feud with Hal. I mean, I don't know. I do think that's why people are calling for an emergency summit and maybe an agency similar to a nuclear regulatory agency that will regulate AI and create rules so that it doesn't crush us, but it actually supports us. We've got news, traffic, and sports now, then more with Lewis Dix. You're welcome to call 800-920-1580, KBLA, Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A federal grand jury in Washington, D.C. heard testimony Thursday from an aide who was with former President Donald Trump on January 6th of 2021. William Russell is a former White House aide who has previously testified before the grand jury investigating the Capitol riot. The grand jury is deciding whether Trump should be indicted over his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election and if that contributed to the riot. Vice President Kamala Harris is set to visit Florida today to speak out against the state's new Black History standards in schools. The White House says the trip to Jacksonville, Florida will highlight efforts to protect the freedom to learn and teach America's full and true history. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Got a signal now in Pasadena, 210 westbound near San Gabriel Boulevard. Got a vehicle that hit some debris. Got a broken axle and a fuel leak. The two right lanes are closed down while they clean things up, and that's got you jammed from Buena Vista Street. Crash in Inglewood on the 405 northbound at La Tierra Boulevard. Made it to the right-hand shoulder, but still slow from Century Boulevard. Usual delays there. And you got a crash at Montebello on the 60 westbound for Wilcox Avenue. Motorcycle down in the right-hand lane. The 60 stop and go starting back at San Gabriel Boulevard.
The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Everybody put your hands together for Magic Johnson. Magic is officially a part owner of an NFL franchise. A unanimous vote Thursday by NFL owners formally approved the sale of the Washington Commanders. Magic is part of a group headed by billionaire Josh Harris that bought the Commanders from Dan Snyder. Snyder sold the team for a record $6.05 billion. Magic is the second African American to have an ownership stake in an NFL team. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice is a part owner of the Denver Broncos. Magic has had an extensive business empire for several decades, but this deal means a lot to him. On his Twitter page, Magic said, "This is the biggest achievement in my business career." He called his new role with the Commanders a historic moment for the black community. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
What's up, LA? The Reparationist community got something real special going down in historic Lamert Park. August 12th, 2023, this event is sponsored by Reparations United and Black Pact, fighting for justice and empowering our community. Together, we can make moves. We have an insane lineup for y'all. The sultry Rotimi, the king of LA, The Game, smooth Eric Benet, and none other than the powerful sounds of blackness. Also, we have some special guests in the house. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, State Senator Stephen Bradford, LA's beloved Councilwoman Heather Hutt, and many more. They're bringing their passion and leadership to the stage. Mark your calendars, August 12th, 2023, Lamert Park. Let's come together, support each other, and make a difference. Peace, love, and reparations benefit concert and unity rally. Be there or be left out. Produced by Tara Perry of Black Pact and Cam Howard of Reparations United.
I'm James Alexander, a proud member of AARP. 1967, I was 17. That spring, my friends, the Barcades, and I made Soulfinger. It was a hit. Number 3 on the charts. That summer, we became the great Otis Redding's band. First gig, the famed Apollo. That fall, we toured. That winter found me in a morgue identifying the bodies of my bandmates and Otis Redding. My music and their memories bring me joy. The Barcades, forever.
What would you call a joy that is as solemn as it is sweet and knows no bounds? A joy that's beautifully rooted in soul and resilience. This is Black Joy, a joy that reflects pride and honor despite every challenge. AARP believes the power of Black joy is limitless, and we celebrate this joy supreme. Join us in celebrating Black joy at aarp.org/blackcommunity.
To my hometown, my community. Some of you have known me my whole life. Do you notice anything different about the kids in the neighborhood? Ever paid attention? You might start with gifts, money, attention. These are signs. Child trafficking is happening right here in this town. So don't just watch through the window. Pay attention. Because the more we know, the more we'll all know to say no. Learn the signs to look for and how to help at no-to-say-no.com.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
And Lewis Dix is my guest. He's a comic. He's a writer. He's always got something in development. And a veteran of this Hollywood life. Really, you've been one of those folks who've been able to navigate it successfully, which is more than a notion, right? We started off talking about those rules, especially for a black person, and now you say for all men. And maybe I'm not as empathetic with that as I should be, but no, because when men say, well, I don't know what I can say anymore, just don't say dumb stuff.
It's a good point.
I mean, but maybe maybe I need to walk in your shoes. Certainly when it comes to Hollywood, though, I can understand, because for a black man, there are a lot of perils.
Yeah, it's well, I'm sure, just like I'm sure any big corporation, there's a journey. You got to play the game to the point that you feel comfortable in the game. You have to know your values. You have to really have a foundation of who you are, which is tough because you're selling yourself. I mean, that's what you're doing, and you have to know oneself before you actually try to sell it, because you're going to be manipulated if you don't know what you're selling. So that's what you just try to get a foundation. I was lucky enough to get a foundation, coming from Philly. Please, thank you, excuse me. What I won't do, what I don't do. So I wasn't a fighter on that, and then I established my family, and then I established a certain circle of friends, and then you have to then start controlling your vices. What gets you, because you're in this mix, what gets you excited? What makes you feel comfortable? Where are you happy? What makes you feel like I'm doing something devilish? All those little things come into play, and then you can get busted or you cannot. I mean, you think about, because you start looking at everybody else who is making it or doing something, you're like, all right, I don't want to be like that person. I don't want to be like that person. Because everybody thought that guy who played Michael Jordan, who ended up killing his wife, the actor, we were like, why? You look at all these guys making these choices and women making these choices, and you're like, why would you make that choice given everything you have? Well, because your vices. You run out. What else am I going to do?
Because of your vices and also mental health. I don't know if that's a vice, but
no, mental health is real, because depression is something that sets in regardless if you're in show business.
Right.
But again, you're selling yourself. Yes.
I mean, the guy, this guy who ran over into
North Korea.
Or the young lady who just has been accused of faking her own kidnapping. I have to think mental health, because I just don't think. If I give it more, if I ponder it more, it's like, I don't think anyone would be quite that dumb if they weren't having some kind of breakdown.
Yeah, some people are strong enough to say, I've had enough. I'm not just like some people who, like, I remember my buddy Ken Sagos used to say this, a fine actor, and he used to say, we would be driving somewhere auditioning, we see a homeless person, and he'd say, now see, he's in control. He said, enough's enough. I'm not playing your game. I'm going to just exist. I was like, wow, you see that as strength? He's like, yeah, because he says and then when you start looking at people, you're like, wow, I'll see homeless people cleaning up their sidewalk and having everything neat. And I'm like, wow. And you drive and say, well, why can't you do that there? And then you're right. It must be mental. It must be your brain is saying, no, I don't want to do that. And right, I've had times where my brain has said, I don't want to do that. I'm sad. Cry. And then that's what I do. I go in the bathroom and I'll cry. And then I just got to let it out. And it's hard. You definitely can't do that with your boys.
Speaking of the rules.
Some you can. Like if I really needed my boy Jeff, that's somebody I could go to, sit on the steps, and then we wouldn't have to talk. We'd just sit there.
Right.
We just sit there. And I'm sure women have that too. But, most boys, if that's your boy, he knows something's wrong with you. He'll ask you, and if you don't want to answer, it's cool. He'll just sit there with you.
Yeah.
Whatever advice he thinks you need that can help you, he'll have, hopefully.
I remember the great comedian Paul Mooney used to always talk about the illusion of inclusion. So when we would see people having those moments in Hollywood, running down Lankershim naked or whatever breakdowns people do have in the industry, he would always attribute it to that. It's like we thought we were part of the system and we forgot the rules.
Yes. And that's why you can't forget the rules. And hopefully that's why you have someone in your life who maintains the rules with you and reminds you, hey, check it out, da-da-da. And it's interesting because when you get in a good relationship, that person reminds you of good stuff to do and reminds you not to do the bad stuff. That's why I thought it was interesting when my man Jeff was saying, the caller, like he told his girl, yo, you need to do this, you need to do that. And in relationships, sometimes you're like, no, you need to shut up and just support her. Stop telling her what to do. Just support her. And it's hard because we think we know everything. He probably knows how to cook a filet or whatever. He could cook his behind off. So he thinks, yeah, and I'm going to tell you about your business and that. I'm like, a woman like that, leave her alone. She got her master's and all that. Just follow her. Go cook for her.
But, I mean, we do it. I guess we do it, too. We're always thinking we can save somebody, right?
Well, women?
Your wife doesn't tell you what to do in your career and what not to do in your career?
No. As long as you have a steady income. That's the thing. That's when you start being told what to do. When your income is, once. It's funny how in show business 20 years ago, 25 years ago, no one knew what the word hiatus was. Because you go on hiatus and then you hustle in between those 6 months while show is down.
Right.
Well, now people know, hey, what you going to do? Hiatus is coming up. You got something planned? Like what? That's their way of telling you you need to do something. But you already know that as a man. You raising a family.
Right. How are you keeping the lights on?
And your vices. Again, I have my vices Air Force Ones. I love Air Force Ones.
Is that really a vice, though?
That's what I'm saying. It's my vice, but it's only cost me $89 plus tax. Now, if that vice was $700 sneakers, no. So I save, but that's my vice. She can live with that vice. They can live with that vice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a vice if you're shopping at all. Could be considered a vice, but normally I think of vice as something that has a negative impact on your life, and I'm not sure the Air Force Ones do that.
Would have a negative impact?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, somebody could want them. I mean,
you could get robbed, or you could spend your last $89 plus tax. But I don't know if that counts as a vice, Lewis.
Well, some people. I'm saying to me, like I said, to me, it's my vice. Where some guys are sneakerheads.
Right.
That's their vice. Some people gotta go to the cannabis place.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
I gotta say something though.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I gotta clear something up because.
Clear it up.
Okay, only because. Because you referred. Okay, I have never yet said this. Okay, but my partner, who's listening, because I got to clarify this, because I always talk about my family.
Right.
And because you say your wife, we're no longer married.
Okay.
So I have to say that clear. Only because normally I won't say anything. Huh?
I just said hi because you said they were listening.
Oh, okay. So my partner, yeah. So and that's been a journey of saying I enjoy my family and we still function as a family. With the kids, we'll go to dinner, with anything. We're always talking. We're always on the phone. Not always on the phone. It just depends. We're only on the phone if something has to deal with the kids. We're now children, now adults. So the conversations are different.
So what you're talking about is what I would quote, and I hate to admit it because I don't love her politics, but Gwyneth Paltrow when she talks about conscious uncoupling, where you can not be married anymore but still co-parent, be friendly, talk on the phone, and be mutually supportive.
Yeah, on the phone is usually the only time we're on the phone is dealing with the children.
Right.
Otherwise, we have no conversation.
I mean, I'm not saying
unless you're mine.
but you're not.
Right.
But you're not at each other's throats.
No.
She's listening.
That's for somebody else. He's got that throat, whoever that is.
You know what?
I don't mean in a bad way. That's a good way because I got my throat and she's, that's somebody else's. That didn't come out right?
That did not
came
come
out young. All right, so, but see, that's what I'm saying about being a certain age. You say things that meant, when we were growing up, meant a different way. Like, I never heard of the thing of getting neck. I didn't know what neck was. Do you?
Yeah, but I don't understand why. Okay, what does that have to do with?
Because with the throat, neck.
I got you. Whew. All right, we're going to continue this conversation. But what the bottom line was, you guys don't hate each other. I wish more of us would do that. I wish more of us, as parents, as black people, as people of color, would learn how to not spend so much money on lawyers and act like grown-ups when we decide to part company.
Right. And shout out to Code 3, who's a good friend. That's my partner. You have to give people names now. Code 3 because of the job she does, which is a great job. I honor her job. So you can figure
All
that
right,
out.
we're gonna let you off the hook right
No,
now.
you don't have to let
Lewis
me off
Dix.
the hook. This is good. This is therapeutical for me because I've needed to say this and I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't.
That's breaking news, in other words.
It's broke news.
Broke news on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
The family of Keenan Anderson is suing the city of Los Angeles for $100 million. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Keenan Anderson, a high school English teacher that was visiting Los Angeles from Washington, D.C., was tragically killed at the hands of the Los Angeles Police Department in January of this year. His family, alongside civil rights and personal injury attorney Benjamin Crump and Carl Douglas, have announced a $100 million lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles. Crump and Douglas are representing Keenan Anderson's son, Sincere Anderson, and his mother, Gabrielle Hansel. The family is suing for civil rights violations, assault and battery, false imprisonment, and negligence on the part of the LAPD officers. The family of Keenan Anderson and attorneys Crump and Douglas want it to be known that this is only part of a systemic issue within the fabric of police departments everywhere. Have you heard about Lendistry? Lendistry is a national black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and non-revolving lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA to learn more and to get started with an application right from the website.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
And you're listening to KBLA Talk. What did you say?
No, I was just...
Okay, start over. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dominique DePrima, here with me, comedian, stand-up comic Lewis Dix. And I know you're a sports guy. You coach sports. You got kids that play.
Yeah. I'm an assistant basketball coach. Let's get that clear. I'm an
assistant
assistant.
basketball. So how do you feel about the Washington Commanders changing hands? Magic Johnson now part owner of 4 different professional sports franchises.
Who knew that Magic Johnson, remember those years ago when he made that announcement? And here he is now. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing what he's done. And the cool thing is, whenever you see Magic, he speaks to you like he knows you.
He does. But he might know you.
Nah, he knew Robin Harris, but he's just that guy. He's that guy. You all right?
Yeah, no, I'm struggling right now, but I'll be all right.
It's
not
medical, is it?
I don't know. We'll have to find out after I get off the air.
You shouldn't have cut that shirt right away.
It's all the shirt's fault. So, I mean, but the Washington Commanders, I mean, you talk about rules. Here's a team that's the owner, Mr. Snyder, has been incredibly problematic. The treatment of women in the NFL in general is pretty miserable, but he just got fined $60 million after an investigation showing that he sexually harassed a team employee. You talk about the rules. I feel like the NFL is shedding this guy so that they can improve their image. I feel like that's part of the reason this sale went through so quickly.
Well, I mean, he bought it for $800 million and sold it for $6 billion.
Right.
Okay.
So he can afford a $60 million
right.
fine.
Yeah, and shame on him. And but I'm an Eagles fan. Eagles, Trump, Washington, any day. And Cowboys, y'all suck. So let's get that straight. And it's just, I don't know what's going on with, I want to say men, but you can't because it's just humans in particular who keep taking advantage of people, who keep just being ignorant and just sexually harassing women and men. It's just, at what point do you realize that enough's enough?
Well, I feel like that, I don't think it's new. I think that people are more emboldened to speak out when they have been harmed. I don't think it's anything new. I mean, you can look at, think of King Henry VIII or, Louis XIV and the crazy stuff they did. It's not new. It's just that people are more outspoken. Now, you can go, I hear men saying, and we kind of started off here, oh, well, I can't say anything. And, anything I say can be taken as harassment. Anything I do can be a Me Too moment. But I don't really think that's quite right. And I think it's just, you know what the boundaries are.
Yeah, you do.
You know when you're being overly flirtatious or when you're being
Well, it goes back to that whole biblical thing. You look twice. Like he gives you the chance, you can look. But then when you go back, that's the sin, right? That's what they say. And it's a rule as a dad, and I've had this rule when my son was young, and even now, a beautiful woman will walk by the car, won't look. Now, I'll look the way I can look, but I won't turn, won't gawk, because it's just an example.
You'll notice, but you won't look.
Right. Where my dad looked, spoke, on the way home, explained to me how I could get that door open.
Wow.
That was his thing.
I mean, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not being sympathetic, but I just feel like you can say, well, you look very nice today. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But, do fries go with that shake? Maybe not.
Oh, no. You could say good. Look, my thing is I like to try to say all of that with good morning or hello. It's like John Tollsby taught me that. Fine act. He said, whenever you say hello to someone, mean it. And that could cover everything. How you doing this morning? Good. Boom. I meant it. Now I can't get in trouble. I got to go away.
You meant it. You were present.
Yes. And now I'm gone. Now, sometimes I say it and I don't mean it.
Mm.
But I try not to say it if I don't mean it.
How you doing?
Yeah. What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up means people, they not feeling you. What's up? What's up? Yeah, all right, man. Whatever, man.
Yeah, I have to speak because I don't want to fight.
Yeah, and wait, I got to go, man. Oh, I'm on the phone call. Now it's like I'm on the phone call.
Yeah,
I'm on the phone, man. I'm on the phone.
Just keep the things in your ears.
You ever try to pretend you're on the phone, but your phone rings?
I haven't tried that.
Yeah, one day I was trying to act like I was on the phone, it rang. And they looked at me like, really?
That's all bad.
Right.
So how can we see you
performing?
performing?
Oh, hey, I'll be, and August 6th in Bakersfield, I'll be with Gladys Knight.
Nice.
Yes, I'm really excited that myself and Gladys Knight. I think it's at the Fox Theater. Bakersfield. And then, the 28th of July, I'm going to be at Faithful Central. They do a comedy show with Dino Shorte and Kente Scott.
Nice.
So I'm excited. And Buddy Lewis is on that show. So I'm really excited. That's the July 28th. And and then hopefully I'm going to go ahead and finish Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight are going on tour. So we're hoping to be a part of that.
Wow. What is that like opening for a musical audience?
It is, you're the opening act, which means people are sitting. And you have to understand that and present yourself, because sometimes you feel, why are these people sitting down? What do you mean? No, you're the opening act. Do your job. The reason I get hired is because I'm not filthy and dirty. So Gladys Knight and people I've opened for one class. So that's always beautiful when you can be classy, not embarrass your people, and people are like, wow. Because when you see older black couples or just couples sitting in the audience and they look up at you like, thank you for representing us and not doing all that ignorant stuff, that makes you feel really like, okay, I want to keep doing it this way.
Right. I mean, you've been doing it that way all these years and it's working for you, so why would you stop now?
Sometimes you get jaded to the point where you want something or you want to be a part of something, and you start looking at everyone else who's, entertaining below the belt or doing what they do, and you're like, So you have to fight that. You really have to fight that and step back and say, okay, I'm Lewis Dix. I'm good. I'm Lewis Dix.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's right, because one of my gripes is that I feel like people in Hollywood do stupid things to be relevant, to stay relevant.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after you've been in it for a minute and you're trying to make sure you're not forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody wants to be remembered, but that's why you got to find different vices. And when I say vices, I mean good things too. Like, I enjoy coaching. That helps me get through the rejection you might get.
That's a hobby, not a vice, but okay.
Okay. I got to look up a vice. My muse is always good in looking up words and saying, what does that word mean? So I have to look up vice.
Yeah. I mean, I have a few vices, but I wouldn't count, coaching as vice. Anyway, we can follow you.
Some wives of coaches, like you, hooked.
Yeah, but they spending that money, though.
That's true.
Anyway, that's another show for another day. How can we follow you? You can follow me at DePrima Radio. You can follow us at KBLA 1580. How do we keep track of you?
Okay. Lou Dix Jr., I think. I don't know. It's right here. Lewis Dix Jr. LEWISDIXJR. That's my Instagram.
It's right here because he's been live all morning.
Right.
He doesn't know his handle. You gotta love that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but and Twitter is Lou Dix Jr. because I didn't know you could do the same.
Jr. Okay.
Yeah, but Instagram is Lewis LEWISDIXJR. I apologize for that.
No worries. I love it. I mean, like,
thank you for having me.
Doesn't seem to be hurting your career one bit. He doesn't know his IG handle. Yeah, it's always fun to see you and keep in touch.
Yes, I will. Thank you
indeed.
to Tavis and everyone and Mr. Butler, right? He's doing well. Mr.
Yes,
Butler?
and I shall see you on the picket lines.
Yes.
Maybe so.
I think I'm going to go home and cut my shirt.
I'll do it for you before you go if you want. I'm an expert on cutting shirts. They're cuter as V-necks. That's all I got to say.
It looks cute.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and I didn't take that wrong. The best of Tavis Smiley is up next. You know that. I'm Dominique DePrima. I'll see you on social media all weekend long. History is now, and we are making it together. Don't forget, all the shows you missed are available wherever you get your podcasts. Until Monday, be safe, be well, stay hydrated. One love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Now here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A federal grand jury in Washington, D.C. heard testimony Thursday from an aide who was with